Hello, and you are back in the Velvet Room with Jokerthefool. This is our 7th episode, and today we'll be discussing self-improvement and how if you want it, you cannot look for the easy way out. Amazing results requires amazing effort. So if you want to progress anywhere in your life, whether you're drowning and you want to get your head above water, you're in the basement and you want to get to the ground floor, or you're on the ground floor and you want to get to the penthouse, or if you're in the penthouse and you want to stay there, anything like that is going to require amazing effort and to get those amazing results that you want. That is the first thing you fundamentally have to understand in life when it comes to self-improvement, that if you want to have lofty goals, then you're going to need to put in an amazing amount of effort in order to reach those goals, and you're going to have to be consistent with it. So in this culture, we're in an instant gratification, oversensitized culture where people are presented with the best possible thing and everyone wants it instantly, right now, and they don't want to do anything that comes close to hard work to get these sorts of things. You want that six-figure income, but you don't want to grind out for it. You want to have a retirement fund, but you don't want to budget and save for your entire life. You just want to be part of that get-rich-quick scheme. You just want that easy way out. You just want to put all your money into that stock or that crypto or that NFT that's going to boom, and then you don't have to do anything for the rest of your life. You don't want to have to work. You don't want to have to grind it out. You don't want to have to be consistently putting in amazing effort to get those amazing results. You just want those amazing results because you just see that while you're scrolling through on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever corner of the internet you find yourself on. People are presenting you this perfect lifestyle that they seemingly have without having to do much of anything, and saying, well, if you just follow me and give me your money and do these sorts of things, then you're going to have a life that you want to live. And I'm here to tell you that is not the case. Amazing results requires amazing effort, and if you want to achieve lofty long-term goals, you're going to have to put in a lot of effort, and you're going to have to do so consistently. So let's get into the basics of self-improvement. There are 7 pillars to a healthy lifestyle. There is this channel that I follow a lot, the Daily Slow-Normous. X is a bit of a funny name, but it's based around these 7 pillars, and executing on these 7 pillars has helped me out immensely, and I think it will help you out immensely as well. So I'm just going to describe what they are and then the basics of it, and hopefully you can take that advice, these 7 pillars that I give you, and use them to pursue self-improvement in your own life. So without further ado, we're going to start with pillar number 1, and that is community. You are your environment. So the things that you surround yourself with, the content you consume on social media, your friends, your family, anything in your environment is going to influence you, and it's either going to keep you on the right track, or it's going to be detrimental to you. So if you're around people who just want to sit on the couch all day, eat McDonald's, and watch Netflix, then you are going to be like that, even if you actively aren't trying to be. But if you're around people who want to go hiking and cook all of their own food themselves, then you're going to be more like that, because those people are going to encourage you to keep you on the right path. And this has been helpful for me because I've been able to surround myself with people who have said, don't engage in your bad habits. I've talked about the porn addiction that I have, and the fact that in my environment there are people who say, well, this is a bad thing for you, don't do it, you're going to be better off if you don't do these sorts of things. And that's helped me stay on course and use much less than I have if I was around people who was like, yeah, sign up for OnlyFans, support your local sex worker. If I was around those sorts of people, then it would be infinitely harder for me to not use porn as a way to cope with the stress and loneliness that I feel from everyday life. So that's pillar number 1, community. You are your environment. You want to find out what's in your environment, and then you want to eliminate everything in your environment that does not serve the goals that you have set out for yourself. And this will lead us into the second pillar, which is nutrition. So I've talked about nutrition a lot. That is the 2nd episode of this podcast. You can check out my series on nutrition, but you want to be cooking all your own food yourself. You want to be prioritizing high quality animal fat and protein, in my mind, to have the healthiest diet. But that is basically just don't eat garbage and consistently eat whole one ingredient foods that you prepare yourself. And you're going to be on track to experience proper nourishment, and that's going to propel you into a healthy lifestyle, because you'll be in a physically healthy state, which means you'll be in a mentally healthier state, which will let you execute on self-improvement reliably if you're healthy and you're feeling good. If you're eating shit, you're going to feel like shit and you're not going to do shit. But this leads us into pillar number 3. If you're physically healthy, you have a good environment, you want to be training. So training is going to be different for everybody. It depends on what your goals are. If you want to be a high-class athlete, of course, you're going to have a very ridiculous training schedule. If you're just, in your 60s and you just want to be healthy, you just need to walk a few thousand steps a day and do some light stretching, right? It's just really about keeping your body active so you don't atrophy, and it's also about getting outside, getting some sun. If you're in during the summer and the spring, if you're in a place where there is sunlight, which is always nice. Being outside, training, in the sense that you're going outside, you're walking, you're exercising, you're moving your body so it doesn't atrophy. That's the most important thing. When it comes with training for the average person, is that you just want to be exercising enough where you're maintaining a good level of health, and like I said, your body isn't atrophying. So you want your legs to get proper blood flow. You want your body to get proper movement, so that way your muscles don't deteriorate. You don't necessarily have to be trying to pack on every pound of muscle that you can be. It's more about just maintaining good muscular strength, just to be able to walk and bend down and grab things and live your daily life comfortably and with as little pain as possible. Especially if you have physical injuries or ailments, movement and training becomes super important. So you want to be doing corrective exercises and physical therapy if you have the resources to access that. And that's going to bring us into the 4th one, which is recovery. And the most important aspect of recovery is sleeping properly and engaging with healthy stress relief. And of course, if you're training very intensely, like you're doing a lot of weightlifting, you don't want to be doing that 6 days a week, every day a week. You want to have a split where you're focusing on doing stuff for active recovery. So this is stuff like yoga, this is stuff like just walking in general, this is stuff that just helps you recover body, mind, and soul, so that way you can keep on keeping on in life. And like I said, sleep is so important. I wish I could sleep better. I'm on the third shift, so I have a very odd sleep schedule, and that affects my health, because I can't sleep properly. So I'm not as healthy as I could be, but I am working on that, and I do sleep as effectively as I can. So you want to prioritize good sleep, and you want to prioritize healthy stress relief, and that's going to set you up to be physically and mentally recovered from your day-to-day. And that moves us into the 5th pillar, which is mobility, which works into doing stuff like yoga and calisthenics and walking consistently. You just want to make sure that you have proper mobility to live your daily life, so that way you're not getting injured doing your daily tasks. So if that's walking and maybe doing some minor like lifting the groceries, you don't have to do much to maintain mobility. But if you're doing a lot of heavy weightlifting, then you want to be doing yoga consistently. You want to be doing stuff to corrective exercises to maintain healthy muscles. In the sense that you don't want your muscles to be locked up and stiff all the time, because you're going to set yourself up to get major injuries that way. So that is the biggest thing with mobility, is that you want to maintain a level of mobility that's necessary to keep consistently executing on the training that you're doing. And if you're intensely training, then you need to be intensely mobile, and that's going to vary from person to person. So all of this is extremely individualized, which leads us into pillar number 6, which is mindfulness. You want to be aware of what you're doing. You want to be thinking things through. You want to set your goals in the short term and the long term, and you want to be aware that everything happens in your mind and everything can and will pass if you let it. And this is why meditation is such a good practice. So I do daily meditation. You can, if you don't meditate, you can just start with setting a 5-minute timer where you focus on the breath, and when thoughts inevitably pop into your mind, you can just let them pass and realize that your thoughts and your feelings are like the sounds that you hear. Like you hear a car driving past your house, you see clouds passing by you in the sky, and how you don't put much thought into those things appearing in and out of your consciousness. Those are the thoughts that you have as well, especially the thoughts that are intrusive, the thoughts that you'd rather not have. The less attention you give them, the more you realize that these are things that just appear. The easier it will be to let those negative and intrusive thoughts pass, and the more you can focus on the positive and more constructive ones, as long as you're mindful and you practice this consistently. Which leads into pillar number 7, which is just that consistency. So anything you do, you want to be consistent. If you have one day where you live the healthiest life ever, and then for the rest of your life you're doing jack shit for your health, you're going to be an unhealthy person. So you want to be as healthy as you can every day. So you want to be engaging with healthy habits on a consistent basis. And the biggest thing with consistency is that you want to do this slowly. So if you're, hopelessly overweight, you're sitting on the couch all day and you're just watching Netflix and door dashing everything, to go from that to being the healthiest person ever, it's going to be a slow, long process. And you want to start with integrating, 1 or 2 healthy habits that you consistently execute on daily, and then that'll lead you to be able to do more and more. So if consistency is that with any habit that you start engaging with that's healthy, it's going to be harder to execute on, it's going to take effort to do, which is why you want to do it slowly. So the thing that a lot of people get hung up on with self-improvement and being healthier is that they try to do everything all at once and they fail miserably, and then once they fail miserably, it just leads them back into their bad habits and they spiral in deeper. So what you want to do with consistency is you want to realize that this is a marathon, not a sprint, and you want to do things slowly. So you want to integrate healthy habits one at a time, and once that one healthy habit or those two healthy habits become second nature, then you can start doing more things for your health, and you can, like I said, focus on these 7 pillars: community, nutrition, training, recovery, mobility, mindfulness, and consistency. So as long as you're doing these things consistently, then you're going to experience results in the long term. So the day to day, even the week to week, isn't the most important thing. It's the month to month, the year to year, the things that happen over your lifetime. If you see that if you're consistent, then you will see results in those time frames. And you have to be thinking more in terms of the long term, and not in terms of the day-to-day. Not, thank God it's Friday, oh God it's Monday. It's more like, I want to make decisions today that I can look back on 10 years from now and be thankful that I made. Like the decision to start budgeting every day, the decision to start exercising consistently, making all my own food for myself, doing the hard work it takes to increase your income or get into a better job, or do all these sorts of things that are definitely not going to be easy in the moment. They're going to feel bad in the moment compared to pursuing instant gratification, but they lead to long-term success, which is very satisfying. So that's the biggest thing with consistency, is that it's little things over time, and you want to think in the long term with consistency, because that's ultimately what you have to do in order to maintain consistency, is that you want to be doing it day by day by day, and that turns into week by week and month by month and year by year. And over that time frame, if you're consistent with healthy habits, you're going to be a much healthier person. And that is really what the takeaway here is that amazing results requires amazing effort, and it's a consistent effort, which is why I think consistency is the most important thing when it comes with engaging with healthy habits, is that you have to do it consistently. So you have to find what you can do consistently and start with that, and then you'll be able to do more healthy habits consistently. The healthier that you get, it's going to put you in a better mindset. It's a positive feedback loop that I want as many people to get on as possible. So hopefully this little ramble of mine has helped you out in terms of laying out the groundwork for self-improvement. And I'm not going to say that it's going to be easy, regardless of where you're starting from, unless you're already where you want to be. But if you want to be better, if you want amazing results, it's going to require amazing effort. You have to go into that knowing that, and you have to go into that knowing that there are going to be so many times where you say, I don't feel like it, I don't want to do it. And those are the times where you have to say, no, I am going to do it. I am going to go outside and exercise today. I am going to go to the grocery store and buy the food and then meal prep it instead of just ordering McDonald's and just stuffing my face. Those are the times where you need to execute on being healthy and disengage from the bad, unhealthy habits that are so easy to fall into. So it's very easy to fall off track. It's very hard to get back onto track, but once you get onto the right track, you'll find it's going to be extremely difficult to justify unhealthy habits to yourself. And that doesn't mean you aren't going to fall off, you aren't going to relapse into bad things, but it's going to be easier once you build this, I like to say this a lot, critical mass of healthy habits. You're going to find that once you engage with those consistently and you build a critical mass of healthy habits, it's going to be second nature to you. And being healthy, being consistent with a healthy lifestyle is going to be easier to justify to yourself than living an unhealthy lifestyle. It's more like it's going to be impossible to justify being unhealthy to yourself, and you're going to just put in the hard work to be consistently healthy because that's what you feel like you can do. That's all you feel like you can do. But I've gone on long enough. Hopefully this helps you out. If it does, leave a comment below. If you need any help in your specific situation, you can always reach out to me, Velvet Room Publishing at protonmail.com, and I can give you some advice. But, if you're going through anything, of course, mental health resources, all those sorts of things are available to you, and always seek help from as many people as possible if you feel comfortable doing so, because community is important. So if there are people in your community that you trust that feel like have your best interests at heart, definitely seek those people out, because they're going to help you stay on the right track. But with that, I am out, and I am going to play the outro now. Thank you for being in the Velvet Room with Jokerthefool. Be sure to follow my Substack, velvetroompublishing.substack.com, to read Machine to Man and all my other projects.